This yacht cost American taxpayers $32 million, just to sit still. And, well, while you were paying your taxes last year, the US Department of Justice was burning $850,000 a month on this. Not to sail it, not to use it, but to clean the toilets, polish the gold, and keep the humidity controlled in a lobster tank that hasn't seen a lobster in 3 years. The Amadea is a $300 million ghost. It is one of the most advanced, luxurious, and controversial vessels ever built. And for the last 3 years, it has been the center of a geopolitical standoff that made the US government look, well, a bit desperate. You see, they seized it to hurt a Russian oligarch. But the yacht fought back. It drained the US Marshal's budget. It entangled them in a legal nightmare that went all the way to the Supreme Court. And finally, in late 2025, the government admitted defeat. They realized that if they didn't sell this boat now, it would bankrupt their asset forfeiture budget. So, they held a secret auction, a fire sale. But this wasn't a normal sale. The previous owner vowed to sue anyone who bought it. Buying this yacht is basically a declaration of war against one of the richest men in Russia. Today, we are going to find out who was brave enough to buy the most dangerous yacht in the world. We're going to expose the secret deal that went down behind closed doors. And we're going to ask the question, did the US government just accidentally give a billionaire the discount of the century? Part 1. The Palace of Secrets. To understand why this legal battle was so vicious, you first have to understand the prize. The Amadea isn't just a boat. It is, a sovereign state floating on water. Launched by the German shipyard Hussain in 2017, she is 106 meters. That's 348 feet of obsession. The exterior was designed by Espen Oino, the man who practically invented the modern mega yacht aesthetic. But it's the details that make her worth fighting for. Take the bow. That isn't just a decoration. It's a 5-ton Art Deco albatross made of stainless steel. It spreads its wings over the water, signaling freedom. Ironically, for the last 3 years, this bird has been trapped in a cage of red tape. Inside, it's a level of opulence that makes a Ritz-Carlton look like a Motel 6. We're talking about a dedicated cinema with motion-controlled seats, a wine cellar protected by biometric fingerprint scanners. But the crown jewel is the winter garden on the sun deck. This is an enclosed, climate-controlled conservatory filled with rare plants. It was designed so the owner could, enjoy a tropical breakfast, even if they were sailing through an Arctic storm. And yes, the rumors are true. There is a live tank for lobsters and shellfish in the galley, engineered to replicate the salinity and temperature of the ocean water outside. This yacht was built for a man who didn't just want to travel the world, he wanted to own it. But in April 2022, the owner made a mistake. He parked his floating palace in the wrong place, at the wrong time. Part 2. The Raid in Fiji. The date is April 13th, 2022. The world is reeling from the invasion of Ukraine. The United States launches Task Force KleptoCapture. The goal? Seize the toys of the Russian elite to squeeze the Kremlin's wallet. The Amadea had just crossed the Pacific from Mexico. It pulled into the port of Lautoka in Fiji. The crew likely thought they were safe. Fiji is a tropical paradise, thousands of miles from Washington, D.C. But they were wrong. U.S. intelligence had been tracking the boat via satellite. As soon as it docked, the FBI sent a warrant to the Fijian High Court. The allegation: the true owner of the yacht was Suleiman Kerimov, a gold tycoon sanctioned by the US. But the captain of the Amadea fought back. He produced papers showing the owner wasn't Kerimov. He claimed the owner was Eduard Kudinatov, a different Russian oil executive who, crucially, was not on the sanctions list. This is where it gets technical. The title of the boat was held by a Cayman Islands shell company called Millamaran Investments. The US government claimed this was a front. They argued that Kudinatov was a straw man, a fake owner used to hide the assets of the real power players. Their evidence? Well, they found emails showing Kerimov's children requesting changes to the gym equipment. They found flight logs of Kerimov's private jet meeting the yacht. They argued that if you choose the gym equipment, you own the boat. For weeks, the yacht sat in limbo. The crew was anxious. The Fijian courts were overwhelmed. Finally, the decision came down. The US could take the boat. But taking it was one thing, keeping it was another. The moment the US Marshals stepped onto that deck, they inherited a ticking time bomb. Part 3. The Wasting Asset. Here is the dirty secret about superyachts. They are constantly trying to destroy themselves. Saltwater is aggressive. It eats steel. It corrodes aluminum. It rots rubber seals. A yacht like the Amadea is a living organism. It needs to move. Take the stabilizers, the giant fins that keep the boat from rocking. They run on hydraulic fluid. If you don't move them, the seals dry out. The fluid leaks. The system seizes. Replacing a stabilizer system on a boat this size isn't a repair. It's a construction project that costs millions. When the US government seized the boat, they became the world's most reluctant yacht managers. And the bill was staggering. $600,000 a month for the crew alone. You might ask, why pay the crew? Just fire them. You can't. A 100-meter yacht requires a minimum specialized crew just to sit at the dock safely. If a fire breaks out, if a pump fails, if a storm hits, you need engineers and deckhands on board or the boat sinks. Speaking of sinking money, unlike the US government, you can actually spend your money on something that looks good and lasts forever. If you want to support the channel and look like a yacht owner without the multi-million-dollar maintenance bill, check out our merch store. We've got the new Yachtverse hoodies and tees. The link is in the description below, or go to link. Now back to the disaster. By early 2025, the government was panicking. In court filings, prosecutors called the Amadea a, quote, wasting asset. They argued that the cost of keeping the boat was far exceeding its value to the taxpayers. They were spending nearly $1 million a month to protect an asset that they might ultimately have to give back. Imagine paying the mortgage, the gas, and the repairs on a stranger's Ferrari for 3 years, knowing he might just walk up and take the keys back. That was the position of the DOJ. Part 4. The poison pill. Usually, when the government auctions a seized car or house, it's simple. You bid, you win, you own it. The government gives you a clean title. But with the Amadea, nothing is clean. The straw owner, Eduard Kudenatov, didn't just walk away. His lawyers launched a scorched earth legal campaign. They argued the seizure was illegal. They argued the auction was unconstitutional. And then, they dropped the nuclear option. They issued a public warning to potential buyers. They essentially said, the US government doesn't have the right to sell this. If you buy it, you are buying stolen property, and we will sue you to get it back. This created a poison pill. If you buy the Amadea, you can sail it in US waters safely. But the moment you cross into the Mediterranean, or dock in the Caribbean, Kudenatov's lawyers could file an injunction to seize the vessel. Who in their right mind would pay $300 million for a yacht they can't take to the French Riviera? The market for a landlocked superyacht is effectively zero. Part 5. The Tycoon from the Sands. Enter the Sajwani family. If you don't follow the Dubai property market, you might not know the name Hussain Sajwani. But in the Middle East, he is a titan. He is the founder of Damac Properties. He builds luxury on a scale that makes Western developers look like amateurs. But here is the detail that matters most. Sajwani has friends in high places. He is the man who built the Trump International Golf Club in Dubai. He has been a business partner of the Trump Organization for over a decade. Why does this matter? Well, because the new administration in the US, the one that took over in 2025, disbanded Task Force KleptoCapture. The political will to punish Russians has evaporated. They just wanted the cash. Sajwani is the perfect buyer. He lives in the UAE, a country that has maintained a very flexible relationship with Western sanctions. They have not aggressively seized Russian assets. Dubai is a safe haven. If Sajwani can get the Amadea to Dubai, it is effectively untouchable. A US court order means very little in the Persian Gulf. Kudenatov's lawyers can file all the paperwork they want in London or Paris, but in Dubai, possession is 9/10 of the law. Because of the legal risk, the bidder pool for this auction was tiny. Most American billionaires didn't want the headache. European buyers were terrified. Sajwani was likely bidding against nobody. Industry rumors suggest he may have paid as little as $150 million. That is 50 cents on the dollar. Part 6. The Great Escape. So where is the boat now? As of January 2026, the Amadea is sitting in Savannah, Georgia. It has been reflagged. The US flag is gone. It now likely flies the flag of the Cayman Islands or another offshore registry. The yacht is currently undergoing what we call a recommissioning. Remember, it sat for 3 years. The engines need testing. The safety certificates need renewing. But the most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come. To get to Dubai, the Amadea has to cross the Atlantic. It has to pass through the Strait of Gibraltar. This is the choke point. Gibraltar is a British overseas territory. The UK has been incredibly aggressive in seizing Russian-linked assets. If Kudenatov's lawyers can convince a British judge that the US sale was illegitimate, they could try to arrest the ship as it passes the Rock of Gibraltar. It is a high-stakes game of naval chess. Sajwani needs to run the gauntlet. If he makes it to the Suez Canal, he's home free. If he gets stopped in Europe, He just bought himself a $100 million lawsuit. Conclusion and bridge. The story of the Amadea is the story of the modern world. It's a story where lines on a map determine who keeps their toys and who loses them. The US government is celebrating. They offloaded a toxic asset and stopped the bleeding. The taxpayers are safe. Hussain Sajwani is celebrating. He just bought one of the world's finest yachts for a fraction of its value, betting that his lawyers and his political connections are better than the Russians' lawyers. But there is a lesson here. In the world of ultra-luxury, nothing is ever truly owned. It is just temporarily held until the geopolitical winds change. So I have to ask you, would you have taken the deal if the US government offered you a 50% discount on a Ferrari, but told you the previous owner might try to steal it back? Do you buy the car? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you think this lawsuit was messy, you haven't seen anything yet. There is another legal battle that just wrapped up, and the details are even more shocking than the Amadea. I broke down every single question regarding the Naughty Styles versus Baring lawsuit in this video right here. It's the story the industry didn't want told, so click right here, and I'll see you there. And hey, before you go, remember to check out the Yachtverse store in the description to grab your own gear.